Okay, so that's qualifying done so far here at the Summer Nationals 2013. As you can see behind me, we've got all the cars lined up for the first round of eliminations. So far we have Luke Stevenson, number 1 in Sportsman, and Jacob Bailey, number 1 in Pro. So let's catch up with them and see if they're confident going into the first round. So here's another familiar face in the VW DRC, VW Pro racer Jacob Bailey, currently sitting number 3 in the championship. Number 1 qualifier this weekend going into eliminations. How's the weekend gone so far, Jacob?
Pretty good, happy with it. Everything seems to have gone to plan, and I've managed to somehow cling on to the number 1 spot.
So what did you run yesterday? A 12.81 and a 12.81. Great number there. First round you're against?
First round I'm against Rich Merriman, who seems to be on his numbers again now, so it's going to be a tough race, but fingers crossed we'll get through.
Alright, so this weekend, well this season even, your whole perspective has been a little bit at a time, slowly working down the numbers, ran a good run yesterday. What was your best run of the weekend so far?
Best run so far is 12.63, all motor. I think with the wind that's against us, it was a quick run, but obviously not a PB, it's the wind that's holding us up there.
So how far do you want to see to get into the car, just as it naturally aspirated?
I was aiming for a 12.5, which I ran at the last event, so I mean it's looking like I might squeeze it down to a 12.4 or possibly more with a better launch.
Okay, so number 3 in the championship at the moment, Matt Atwood's number 1, James Hodgson number 2. James still very much in reach, and they're both got each other in the first round, so you must be happy with that result.
Oh, I'm happy with that. I've got confidence in James for this one. He knows what he's got to do to keep the championship alive.
Okay, well, good luck with the first round, and sure I'll speak to you later on.
Thank you very much.
So I am in a pair in lanes with our previous VW DRC Pro champion James Hodgson. First round against the number 1 in the championship this season, Matt Atwood.
Yeah.
Pretty confident going into it?
Not particularly, but I've got to beat him if I want my championship to keep going.
Yeah.
So just got to do my best really.
So good run last round. I think you went 10.84 and a
10.75. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's getting off the line now.
Yeah.
So it's good, I think.
and a 10.80 last run yesterday.
Yeah.
Championship is Matt seems to be pulling away a little bit at the moment, so it's an important first round for you. Also this weekend we've got the Bandy prize money, the sponsorship in, another £200 into the pot. So fingers crossed you can see. Who would you have next round?
I don't know. Not first who I get next round, as long as I get through to the next round.
Yeah, just focusing one round at a time.
Yeah.
Well, good luck on this round, and I shall catch up with you later.
Cheers, Tom.
Go. So here we are in the fire lane just before round 1 with VW Pro racer Paul Jackson. Paul, yesterday a really good day for you, run a PB, first 12 in the car. Who have you got first round?
Lucy Matthews is sat behind me.
Lucy Matthews. So Lucy Matthews in the dark side Beetle, going to be being chased down by. Are you pretty confident this week?
Not really sure. First time out of the car. Not got high hopes for it, but we'll see. You never know.
Okay, so this is the first time you've been out in a while. We had a couple of issues at the back end of last year of the car. What's new this weekend?
Well, the main thing is working nitrous. That seems to have pushed me down to the 12s.
Okay.
So that seems to be well worth doing over the off-season.
Yeah, so it's a 1.8 turbo Golf, Mark 1 Golf. The engine conversion done by Sub 11 Seconds, James Hodgson, and all the bodywork and the cage done by R&J. So are you happy with the car so far?
Yeah, pretty happy with it. Needs a bit more tidying. Needs to get a new bonnet and tailgate, get the inside painted. But yeah, apart from that, it's running all right.
And we're looking to see you out for the rest of the season, yeah?
Hopefully.
Okay, great. Well, good luck for the first round.
Thank you.
So this is where the competition really starts for this guys this weekend. Eliminations at Summer Nationals 2013 from the VW DRC. This is when if you win, you go through, you lose, you're out. There's nothing these guys want to do now but reach that finish line before the other person. First out in VW Pro, Lucy Matthews in the dark side Beetle. Great burnout there for Lucy. Consistently got a lot of smoke out of that car, and she faces the number 1 qualifier. Oh sorry, that was number 1 in the first round, finished up with number 3 qualifier. Guys in the 12.9 against the 12.2, so Lucy's been chasing it down. Towards the top end has been very equal on speed. Lucy's going to get there first, and we see Lucy Matthews both double breakout but breaks out by the least. So Lucy going faster than her dial-in time, but not as fast as Paul Jackson went over his. Pretty much equal dial-ins for both Jacob and Rich. Jacob leaving slightly before Richard Merriman. Rich is going to be chasing him down with that Beetle now towards the top end, both running very similar terminal speeds. and it's Jacob Bailey who takes the win. Number 1 versus number 2 in the championship. Matt Lee's just before James will be pulling away very quickly in the first half of the car with that rear wheel drive, but James's turbo is going to start to kick in. He's going to chase and chase and chase. Is he going to reach him at the top end? No, he's not. Matt Atwood, perfect run there for the first round of eliminations. So on to VW Sportsman. As we said earlier, this is the Bandy Summer Nationals. Thanks a lot for Bandy for sponsoring the club. It's much appreciated and looking forward to see them sponsoring them in the future. Jason Onslow, last weekend's winner at Spring Speed Nationals at Shakespeare County Raceway, leaves a 1 second and 2/10 before Steve Pugh in that Mark III Golf. Jason's a rookie for this season as well. We've seen some great racing from him. Is he going to reach the line first, or is Steve going to pip him at the top end? And Steve takes it on a 17-1 on a 17-second dial-in. Well done there to Steve. So we see Abby Tever in the left-hand lane versus James London in that Polo in the right-hand lane. James has got a lot of work to do here, catching her up. Coming towards the top end, there's not much going to be in it. I think he might have done it on reaction times here. And yes, James London takes a win. Congratulations to James. Heads up race here, Dean Clapworthy versus Martin Ayton. Exactly the same dial-ins, going to be leaving the start line at exactly the same time. Are they going to reach the finish line at exactly the same time? And that is the question here. And Dean Clapworthy, a double breakout there, but Dean breaks out with at least taking the win in the Alamo lane. 2 more rookies this season, Justin and Adrian. Exactly 2 seconds head start to Adrian there. Justin in that beautiful Polo is going to be chasing down towards the top end, but he's got to make sure he doesn't go too fast like a lot of the other races have done so far this round. And he does it on the brakes at the top end there, I think, just taking the win. And finally, Lewis Stevenson in that major number 1 qualifier season without the bye right at the first round. Luke's campaign this season has been very successful, seeing him number 1 in the championship going into the weekend. So let's see if he's number 1 coming out of the weekend. Unfortunately, this weekend was cancelled due to rain on the Sunday, which is really a shame because we saw good weather leading up to this weekend. But after the weekend's done, halfway point of the season, VW Pro is a washout by Matt Atwood so far. James Hodgson and Jacob Bailey doing everything they can to keep up. Luke Stevenson, James London, then Dean Clapworthy, very close in VW Sportsman. And of course the next round is the big one, Bug Jam, Santa Pop Raceway. And another big thank you to Bandy Creative Design for sponsoring the club this weekend.
When the night gets closer, when the curtains down,